right, so let's take a look at our last section for this week, which is 12.8, Part 2. Okay, so what's the method that we've been using all week to solve systems? Yeah, we've been using substitution. Okay. Monday, the kinds of problems we solved were what? Age. Yesterday, we solved problems based on coins. Okay? Today, we're going to solve problems about mixtures. Okay? Two types of mixtures. One mixture is going to be mixing liquids. The other mixture, it's going to be like a mixture of ticket sales, like a mixture of student tickets, adult tickets, things like that. All right, so our first example says, how many liters of one solution are we mixing with another solution? Okay, and we're going to find out how much of each. Okay, so we're going to learn how to set up our equations right now.
So guys, just like, I got to give you notes first. They should be. Right, so guys, we're going to do it just like we did the last couple days. Mr. Hager is going to give you guys the notes right now. The same way that we did for age problems, the same way that we did for coin problems. All right? And we're going to go through step by step like we did the last few days. All right? Again, row 1 is always going to be your single variables. All right? And we'll set up your equation down here based on those single variables. All right? Row 2, just like we did with age problems. We had to add or subtract something based on what it said in the problem years ago, in a certain amount of years. We had to add or subtract a number with the variable in this column, on that row. Same thing goes for when we did our coin problems yesterday. However much the coin was worth, we put it in with that variable as a decimal. So in this row, right, that second row, we're always putting something with the decimal, no matter what type of problem it is. In the first row, okay, we're always putting that single variable, all right? Same thing goes today, all right? So just like we did the last couple days, all right, we're going to write in. We're going to write in the name of solution, mixture, maybe we're talking about type of tickets, anything like that. All right, we're going to write that in the subject column. Yesterday it was quarters, nickels, dimes. The day before was the person's name. All right, same thing goes as yesterday. If there's a name in the problem, it doesn't matter. If it's Peter, Hector, Jose, Roberto, I don't care. Jose. All right, names don't matter. The names don't matter. All right. And that happens to be a name in the problem. So, in this problem, what are the two names, two subjects that we have in this problem? Anybody know what one of them is? All right, you're on the right track, Corey. We're talking about acids, but specific kinds. Jay? No. Corey's on the right track when we talk about the solutions, but be more specific. All right. So what's the first type of solution we're talking about? What's the first one? What type though? What? Yeah, but what's the percentage? All right, that's going to be our first subject, the 20%. The 20% solution. All right, and what's the other type of solution we're talking about that we're combining together? The 60%. All right, this is going to be our 60% solution. I'm not worried about that 35%, because that's what we're going to mix the 20% solution and the 60% together, all right, to get the 35. So I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just worried about the 20 and the 60. All right. Second thing, this is going to be my, just like we did the last couple days. What am I going to write here? What am I going to put in that row, no matter what? The what? Good. The single variables. All right, my single variables are going to go in that second column. Now this one's a little bit tough because we got the 20% and we got the 60%. Yesterday was easy. Quarter starts with Q. I'm going to use the letter Q as my variable. John starts with J. I'm going to use J as my variable. In this, you can use whatever you want. All right? In this case, I'm going to use A for the 20%. I'm going to use B for the 60%. All right? You can use X and Y. You can use C and D. It doesn't matter. All right? I'm going to use A and B. Third thing, all right? This is what the last few days. What have we done in row 2? Anybody remember? Huh?
Second sentence.
Second sentence. What else? What about what's going to happen to the variable?
Usually going to get added something.
Yeah, we're going to put something with it. When we did age problems, we added a subtracted number to the variable. Yesterday, we put the amount in decimal form with what that coin was worth. All right? Today, all right, we're going to put the variable with costs.
Is that number 3?
Yeah, this is going to be number 3. Thanks, Glenn. All right, we're going to put the variable with the cost, or,
In this case, the percent.
yep, or percent attached.
You'll see when we do a ticket problem, it's going to be cost.
Yeah, so we'll do the variable with the cost or the percent attached to it. All right, make sure that we're going to change that decimal onto that percent to a decimal. So when I change a percent to a decimal, what do I have to do with the decimal point? 2 places to the left. Good. All right. So for the 20% solution, all right, what's it going to become? 0.20. And what do I have to put with it? I got to attach the variable, right? 0.20a. Gabe, what about the 60% solution? What's that going to become? How am I going to express that in row 2?
60B.
Point, make sure you change it to a decimal, okay? 0.60b. All set. So we've done that again. Just like we've done the last few days, we're doing something with the variable, putting some number with it. All right? I'll make sure I give you guys a second to get that down.
Well, not on top.
Huh?
On top.
You mean on top?
Little two.
Oh, it could be percent or cost. If you don't fill that in, it's okay. You don't have to. Like we said yesterday with the like if you didn't put the money symbol there, if you don't put the money symbol on the test, it's okay. If you don't put percent or cost on the test, it's okay. You're not going to take any points off. Number 4. It's going to be our row 1 equation. All right, that'll be our row 1 equation setup, equal to total amount. In these kind of problems, it might be equal to the total amount of liters, gallons, number of tickets. All right, so in these type of problems, we're going to take the 2 single variables. Chances are we're going to add them together, and it's going to be equal to the total amount. Maybe the total amount of gallons you want to make, total amount of liters you want to make, total amount of tickets that were sold. Chances are with these, we're going to be adding those two single variables together, equaling whatever total amount we're given. Just like yesterday with the coins, we're talking about the total amount, not how much it's worth, not the percentage or anything like that, just the single variables equal to how much there is. All right, let's go back up, Mr. Hager. All right, so it says, what am I putting together to get this?
Can you put down?
Yep.
Okay.
Good. So what am I putting together? What 2 things am I combining together? What 2 solutions am I combining together? We got a 20% acid solution mixed with a 60% solution. What is my, how am I representing my 20% acid solution? A. All right? I want to put it up here. A. If I'm combining something, what math operation would represent that? Huh? Add, right? A plus, I'm mixing it with the 60% solution. How am I representing that? B. Now, I said I want it to be equal to the total amount. It could be liters, it could be gallons, it could be number of tickets. How much in this problem are we looking to make? What's the total amount we want to make? 40 liters, right? There's your key word, liters. All right? That's the amount I'm trying to make. Equals 40. What's wrong with that?
And we are, one of them is not by itself.
One is not by itself. What would I do, Logan?
Subtract B from both sides.
Subtract B from that, subtract B from that. All right? So it'll be A equals 40 minus B. That's why I get that little, that's why you have that little additional box, just in case you have to line them up. All right? Move stuff around. All right. So now, we're at step 5, the last step. All right? This is going to be my row 2 equation. My row 2 equation setup. That's going to be, it's going to be equal to all right? It's going to be that I'm going to have to use in this case, I'm going to have to use that 40 liters again times the amount I want my mixture to come out to. All right? When I want that 20% and the 60%, when I combine them together, what's the mixture I want to get? What's the percentage of the mixture I want to get? And how much of it do I want to make? All right? Give you guys a second to look at that. It could be different. So Mr. Hager will probably do one when we're talking about tickets. All right? It'll change a little bit. It'll be how many tickets you want to sell times how much they all cost. All right? So I'm mixing that 20% solution and that 60% solution together. How am I going to express that for row 2? How to express? I want to express mixing the 20% solution and the 60% solution together. What would that look like? Go ahead, Michaela. Exactly, just like we did yesterday with the coins. 0.20A plus 0.60B equals. Now, how much do we want to make? Actually, yeah, how much?
Let's do concentration.
Yeah, what do we want that final concentration to be when we mix the two things together? 0.35. If you go back up to the problem, guys, you'll still be able to see this. Right? To obtain a 35%, Victor, to obtain a 35% solution. That's where Caitlin got that from. So it's going to equal 0.35 times how much of that 35% solution do we want to be made? How much do we want? 40 liters.
Okay, notice the nice pattern Mr. Roy has in that example? Look at it. It's a decimal times an amount. You got a decimal times an amount, a decimal times an amount. That's how that last equation is always going to be. Concentration times amount, concentration times amount, concentration times amount.
All right? So I'll give you guys a second to get that down. All right. Now, just like we did the last couple days, what do I have to do now? What do I have to do now? Anybody know? Rose?
Don't you have to like plug them in?
Okay, what letter do you want to plug in?
Oh, I don't know, I just have to.
What row do I look in for the equation I have to plug in? Always. Whether we're doing coins, age, or mixture. Row 1, right? So what's my row 1 equation? Alexis, what's my row 1 equation?
Oh, I think I know.
Hold on, Rose, 1 second. Thank you, though. A equals 40 minus B. I'm using this, right? Alexis, what's that going to take the place of in the other equation? A. I'm going to plug this in for A. We do the same thing. That's why I said, that's what we said yesterday, guys. Your single variable. All right? Stuff that deals with your single variable always goes in row 1. That's why you can just, that way it's consistent every time. You can just plug it in. All right? So I'm going to scroll down. So I'm going to start off with one number. Logan, what number am I going to start off with to set up my equation with A plugged in?
0.20 times.
Thank you, sir.
Open parentheses.
Yep.
40 minus B.
Yep.
Close parentheses.
Yep.
Plus 0.60 B equals open parentheses 0.35.
Yep.
Close parentheses. Open parentheses 40. Close parentheses.
Very descriptive. Thank you. All right. I'm going to have my assistant over there help me out with a little calculator. Help me out with this calculator over there. Huh? Yeah, this is a B right here. B, 0.20, 40 minus plus sign, equal sign, 0.35, 40. You good with that? Okay, Zach. All right. 8. Mr. Hager says 0.20 times 40 gives you 8. How about, I'm doing his distributive property. How about 0.20 times negative B?
Negative 0.20 B.
Good, Rose. Negative 0.20 B plus 0.60 B equals, Mr. Hager's just going to do that for me right now. We're getting nice numbers. 14. What can I do now? Who can tell me by raising their hand? What can I do now? Combine like terms. What are my like terms?
0.2 B and 0.6.
This. What do I get? 0.80. So I'm going to keep the 8. Be careful. This is a negative here. So it's negative 0.20 B plus 0.60 B. Rose,
It's gonna be 0.20 B.
positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. 0.40. B equals 14. All right. Ryan J. What do you think I'm going to do now?
Move 8 to the side.
How am I going to
8 to the side.
move what?
8.
Yeah, how you going to do it?
Subtract.
Good man. Bring down my 0.40B equals, when I do that, what am I going to get? Anybody? 6. Good. Samantha, last step. Divide by what? 0.40, right? What number should Mr. Hager punch in first on his calculator? The 6, right? Don't do it backwards. Don't do 0.40 divided by 6. Do the number on top first. 15, right? So we just solved for B equals 15. All right, 15 what?
Liters.
Liters, good. All right, we need 15 liters of that 60% solution. All right, so I'm going to back up. My 60% solution, I'm going to need already says liters, we're only going to need 15. How am I going to figure out the 20% solution? Plug it in. Which equation am I going to use, Caitlin? The first one. We're going to plug in the first one to start, then we'll come back to it at the end to solve for the other variable. All right? Scroll back down. All right. A equals 40 minus, Alexis, what did I get for B? 15 liters. Good. That's going to put 15. A equals, how about 40 minus 15? Anybody know? Rose?
I want to say 35. But it's 25.
Minus 10 more, 25. 25 what? Liters. 25 liters. I'm going to scroll back up. I'll come back down in a second, guys. Don't panic. The 20% solution, we're going to need 25 liters. All right? Anybody need me to go back down? There you go. All right? So again, just like we did it, same exact way. Single variables go in row 1. You apply something to the single variable in row 2. In this case, it's going to be the percentage changed to a decimal, or we'll do some with tickets too. Mr. Hager will show you one of those.
Hey, anybody still need to copy? All right, so I think what we'll do on the second one is just have you guys set up
Yeah, I was going to say that too, Mr.
the
Hager.
table. All right, even if you don't quite get the equations, but at least you can figure out your subjects,
Yeah.
your variables, and your row 2.
Same exact type of problem, just different numbers.
All right, who can tell us what's your first subject? Rose, what's my first subject? The 20% solution. Yep, I like it. I'm just going to write 20% solution.
So would it be wrong to do alcohol?
20% alcohol solution, that's fine. Yeah.
That's fine.
What's the next one? The 20% solution and the 30%. So the alcohol is just the things that we're actually mixing. Okay, what do you guys want to use as a variable for the 20% solution? You can pick anything you want. About, Zach, what do you want to use for a variable?
I used B.
You used A and B like Mr. Roy did last time? So we'll let one of them be A, and what Zach said, let the other one be B. Okay, now in row 2, what number do I stick next to the A? Well, Logan, can you tell me what's going to go in row 2?
0.208.
Perfect.
0.300.
Yep. So in row 2, just change your percent to a decimal and put it right in front of the A, and 0.30B. Okay, that's the setup of the table. Now we got to get the equations. Okay, we're mixing these solutions together to get a total of how much stuff. How many gallons of stuff do we have? About Victor? So what does it say when we mix these together? We're going to obtain
24%.
how many gallons when we're all done? 25 gallons. Okay? Who can tell me what are the two things I'm mixing? How did we represent them in our problem? About Justin, how do we represent the two things that we're going to mix?
I'm not sure I didn't get that far. I just got to.
Well, we did it together. We already have it on the board. what are we mixing?
And,
Yeah, we're mixing A and B. Yep. And when you mix them together, how do we represent mixing them, Callan? Add them. So when you take A and you mix it with B, we're going to get a total of how many gallons? 25. Now, same thing happened when Mr. Roy did it. We got both letters on the same side. We have to move one of them. Okay, so Alex, which letter do you want to put on the other side? B. So we're going to subtract B. Subtract B. And now, Ryan, can you tell me what equation 1 will be?
A equals 25 minus B.
Perfect. Okay, there's your first equation. A equals 25 minus B. Okay, next equation. Okay, so now we're going to focus on using the things in row 2. Again, we're still mixing them together. Okay, so how do we represent mixing? What operation? Right? How do we represent mixing two things together? Just like we did on the first part. Anybody help Ryan out? Sabrina? Addition. Okay, we're mixing two things together. We're adding them. Who can tell me the two things I'm going to add for my equation 2? It's not A and B anymore. What are the two things? Sam? Point 20A, yep. Plus point 30B equals, and now I want you to follow the pattern. That's a percentage times an amount. A percentage times an amount. We're going to need a percentage times an amount. Okay, that's the pattern. What's the final percentage when we're all done the problem? Yep.
24, and then the other one's going to be 25, right?
So what do we put for 24?
24.
Good. Your final percentage times your final amount. Okay, did everyone see that pattern? Percent, 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 amount, amount, amount. When you do these problems on the right-hand side, these two things are always numbers. You'll never have any letters on the right. Okay? All right, now I got both my equations. How about Maria? What do I do next? Yeah, we're going to plug in. What are we going to plug in, and for what letter?
25 minus B.
Yep, we're going to plug in 25 minus B, and we're going to fill it in for A. When I fill it in, what symbol do I want to make sure I put? Oh, Davin? Anytime we plug in, we always want to make sure we put it in what symbol? We used them earlier in equation 1. Parentheses. Okay, always put stuff in parentheses because you usually have to do the distributive problem. All right, so we got 0.20. Now fill in for A. 25 minus B. Plus, Ariana, can you tell me what's going to come after the plus sign? Good. 0.30B equals 0.24 times 25. Okay, now I'm going to do a couple things in this step. I'm going to distribute that, and I'm going to multiply those together. Okay, so let's use our calculator. 0.2 times 25 gives me 5. Minus, how about Caitlin? What's 0.20 times negative B? Yep. Negative 0.20B plus 0.30B. And now we need 0.24 times 25. Whoops. 0.24 times 25. 6. Okay, so we got nice numbers. It's always good. Okay. Victor, what's the next thing I do?
Would you combine like terms?
Yep, perfect. We're going to combine like terms. If you need your calculator, go ahead and use it. Negative 0.20 plus 0.30. That's 0.1. Yep. Plus 0.10b. Okay, next step.
Would .1 be okay in that case or no? You just put .1?
We could have left the 0 off in all cases, sure. Yep. Next step. Okay, I'm going to put the 5 on the other side by subtracting. Okay, so now at this step, I'm going to have just my number with the letter on the left. It's 0.10 b. And 6 take away 5 gives me 1. Okay, last step, and then I'll have b by itself. Divide by? Yeah, 0.10, 0.1, same thing. Does anybody know what that's going to come out to? Yeah, it's going to come out to 10. If you need your calculator, just try it. Comes out to 10. And it was 10 gallons. Okay, so I'm just going to put GAL for gallons. Okay, let's go back up and write that in where we need to put our answer. B was the 30% solution, so it goes right here. 10 gallons. Okay, last step. How do I figure out how many gallons of the 20%? What do I do with the 10? Yeah, we know B is 10. Here's your formula for A. A equals 25 take away B. What did we just find for B? Somebody remind me? 10, thank you. 25 minus 10 gives me 15 gallons. Okay. Any questions on that one? Yes. Yeah. Scroll down. Okay, so that's a mixture problem. Okay. The last type of problem we're going to look at, we'll do one together, and then if we have time, maybe we'll give you one to do on your own. It's on ticket sales. Okay, so we'll learn how we set up our equations, but it's just like a mixture problem, except it's a mixture of tickets, not a mixture of liquids.
And like adult tickets plus student tickets equal, you sold 25 tickets. A plus S equals 25.
Okay, this one says a family bought 8 movie tickets. Okay, the tickets cost $12 for adults, $6 for children. Okay, the family spent a total of $66. How many of each type of ticket did they buy? How many adult tickets? How many student or children tickets? Well, yeah, 8 tickets. They buy 8 tickets. So what are my subjects in this sentence? Yeah, the adult tickets and the children tickets. Those are the 2 things that we're buying. Okay? So let's put down adult tickets. If you put adult, that's fine. And children tickets.
Yes.
If you just put children, that's fine too. Okay, what do you think I'm going to use for a variable for adult tickets?
A.
Yep. A for adult. I would probably use C for children. Okay, because this time I think it's pretty clear, the letters. Okay. Now in row 2, that's where we always put a number with the A and then a number with the C. If it's a percent, we have to change it to a decimal. Okay. In this problem, do we have percents? No. So we don't have to worry about changing things to decimals. There's no percents. Does anybody have a guess what number you're going to put with the A? 12. Okay. Adult tickets are $12. So you put the 12 with the A.
Like 12 and for like children over like 6C.
Perfect. Yep. Again, in this case, because we did not have a percent, we don't have to change to decimal. 12 goes with the A. 6 goes with the children, C. Okay. And as far as what do you fill in up here, you don't really have to worry about filling that in. All right, now we need to make our two equations. Equation 1 is going to use A and C. Equation 2, 12A and 6C. Okay, so a family bought, think of it this way, they bought a total of 8 tickets, adult and children combined. So how would you represent a total of 8 tickets?
8 equals A plus C.
Yeah, you could take how many adult tickets they bought, plus how many children tickets they bought. It adds up to 8. Right? Now, what do we have to do here that we've had to do in every problem? Yeah, what do you want to subtract? Okay, minus C, minus C. So the adult tickets equals, what goes on the other side? Rose?
8 minus C.
8 minus C. Good. This is what we're going to be substituting in a second. 8 minus C. But first, we're going to do our second equation. All right, let's look at this one. Again, we're combining tickets together. So what operation do you think of when you're combining? Addition. Okay? What do you think the two things are that we're going to be adding in equation 2? Ryan, do you ever guess what the two things are we're going to be adding?
The adult and children tickets,
All right, so how did we represent in row 2?
12A and 6C.
So 12A plus 6C. Okay, and I want you to look at the pattern. 12 is $1. That's money. So we have money, amount of tickets. Money times amount of tickets. We're going to have money times amount of tickets. What's the total amount of money that this family spent? 66. And what's the total amount of tickets they bought? 8. Okay? So money, money again, money again. Amount of tickets, amount of tickets, amount of tickets. Okay? Did everybody see that pattern? All right. Now, who can tell me what I'm going to plug in and for what letter? Michaela? I'm going to plug in 8 minus C right there. Okay, and at least when we do this one, there's no decimals to work with right away. Okay, so maybe we'll get lucky and everything works out nice. All right, so we've got 12. And Davin, what symbol do I want to use when I plug in? Yep, good. Always make sure we put parentheses. And we're filling in 8 minus C for A. Okay, we'll worry about that in a second. Plus, Ben, what comes next?
Plus 6C.
Good, plus 6C equals. And then on the other side, we've got 66 times 8. Right, Zach, what do I have to do with the 12? Yep, we're going to distribute it. And we're going to do 66 times 8. All right, let's choose our calculator. 12 times 8. We get 96. Minus, Alexis, what's 12 times negative C? So it's 12 times negative C. Negative 12C. Okay, plus 6C. And now we have to do 66 times 8, which is going to be what, 508, I think? Or 528? All right. What's my next step? Yeah, we're going to combine our like terms. Okay, what's negative 12 plus 6? Negative what?
6C.
Yep, negative 6c equals 528. And now, as I'm going through this, I see a problem that's going to happen. Okay,
It's just gonna be negative.
the answer is going to be negative. Okay, I don't think we did anything wrong. I know in this case, a negative answer for tickets doesn't make sense. It's like, well, how can you have negative tickets? You can't. All right, so something is wrong in the word problem. But the process we followed is perfect. We're just going to answer it, write the two answers we get, and that's it. All right, so now how would I move the 96 to the other side?
Subtract it on both sides.
Yep. Subtract it.
Really? Oh, that hurt.
Okay. 528 minus 96 gives me 432. And my last step. By negative 6. Okay, again, don't worry about common sense, like how can you have negative tickets? You can't. Okay, but we're just going to write our answer because everything we did, I'm pretty sure is correct, unless we made a mistake I didn't see. Right, so we get negative 72 for C. Okay. So any questions on the math? Don't worry about the fact it doesn't make sense, because you're right. You can't have negative 72 tickets. Okay? But if you understand the process, that's all we're looking for. So children tickets, what'd we say? Negative what? Okay, I'm just going to double check real quick, make sure everything looks good. Adult tickets, student tickets, 12A, 6C, that's perfect. Family bought a total of 8 tickets. So adult is 8 minus C, that looks good. 12A plus 6C equals 66 times that. Yeah, everything's good. We didn't make a mistake, so it's just the way it is. Now, how do we find adult tickets? What do we do with children? Yeah, plug it back in for C. Okay, adult tickets equals 8 minus, okay, what are we going to fill in for C? Negative 72. So minus a minus becomes a positive. And what's 8 plus 72?
80.
80. So we had 80 adult. Okay? Now, if a mistake like that happened on the test, and you're pretty sure you did everything right, we would give you credit for these answers. Even though they don't make common sense, it's because there's a mistake in the problem. Okay?
Wait, how'd you get positive 80?
8, it was minus 72. So it becomes 8 plus 72.
Oh, okay.
Okay, any questions on that one? All right. I was going to have you guys try this one, but I really want to make sure we get through one that the answers both come out positive, so you have a good one to follow. So let's...
Just want to give them a little bit of time like the last one, see if they can at least set it up.
I think we'll probably go through it. I don't think we have enough time, Mr. Roy. Okay, hopefully, let's see how this one comes out. 203 tickets were sold. We have student tickets. We have non-student tickets. We have the price of each ticket, how much student tickets are, non-student tickets, and they made $310. Okay, how many of each type of ticket were sold? So my subjects here, what kind of tickets do I have? What are the two types?
Volleyball.
Well, they're both for volleyball.
School students were $1.25, and then non-school students were $2.
All right, so let's write down school, school tickets, and non-school. Now, for non-school, I think I'm going to use N. For school, why do you think I'm not going to use S? Yeah, sometimes my S's look like 5s. So you could pick, you want to pick H? Yeah, you can use any letter you want. Just go back to your chart and look up what you used for what. Okay. School tickets. Okay, what's the price of a school ticket? Yep, $1.25. And that's going to go with which letter?
H.
Good. Okay, what's the price of a non-school ticket? 2. And that's going to go with letter N for non-school. All right, it says 203 tickets were sold. Anyone think they can tell me the equation using the 203?
N equals 203 minus S.
Yes, we just use different letters, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain how you got that?
S instead. Yeah,
What
it
you-
should be N plus H equals 203.
All right, so if you take school tickets plus non-school tickets, they sold 203 of them total,
And so you subtract N from this.
and he subtracted N, so he had H equals 203 minus N, so you were perfect. Okay, next equation. Okay, we're still adding. What are the two things that we're adding here? Kevin?
1.25 each.
Good. 1.25H. What else? Yep. Okay, so we've got money, money, money. Okay, what's the amount of money they collected? 310. We have number of tickets, number of tickets, number of tickets. How many tickets did they sell? Perfect. There's our equations.
But how do you get 310?
310, that was the total collected. That was given to us that. Okay, who can tell me my, what am I going to plug in and for what letter? We're going to plug in for H. What are we going to plug in? Yeah. Okay, we got a lot of decimals in this one, so I think we're going to need our calculator. All right, so we got $1.25 times H, 203 minus N. Plus, you still have 2N or 2.00N, that's fine. I'm going to write 2.00 because that's how it was in the word problem. Equals. Let's multiply these together right now. Okay, just to save that step. Okay, it's going to be pretty big. 310 times 203. 62,930. Okay, what about this $1.25? Good. Distribute it. $1.25 times 203. Okay, we're getting not nice numbers. 253.75 minus $1.25 plus what comes after the $1.25? 2. Okay, I can already tell the answer here is going to be realistic. It's going to come out positive. I hope it comes out to an integer. We'll see. So we've got 253.75 negative 125 plus 2. That's going to be 0.75. Okay. What do I do with the 253.75? Anybody know? Good. I'm going to subtract it. So let's take 62,930 and subtract 253.75. 626.76. 25. Good. And what's my last step? Well, we're going to hope it comes out pretty. It
It's
might.
not a pretty one, I already did it.
You did it? It doesn't come out nice?
No, it's 83568.3333.
Well, I apologize, guys. You should get nice numbers for those.
Don't come out and later.
I'm not sure. So, I don't think we made any mistakes. Everything looks good. So just write the number down.
Should we like round that just
Sorry,
instead
guys.
of repeating?
Yeah, just round that to 83,568.
Wish.
Okay, I'm not going to worry about the other answer because it's going to come out negative.
Enough of this.
Wait, it will? Why would the other one come out negative?
Because they only sold how many tickets?
Like QO3?
They only sold 203 tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Straight down the line, my friend. No idea.
Okay, so the homework tonight, okay, it's going to be 12-8 Part 2 worksheet. There's a couple,
Guys, listen please. Don't stop packing up your stuff. You have like 3 minutes.
there's a couple review questions on there.
I just said, guys, don't stop packing up. Sit down and listen to Mr. Hager. Because too many of you guys, when you get home, get the homework, you don't know what to do. That's why we're telling you what problems are like what we've done so far this week.
Okay, questions 3 and 4, those are review problems from earlier in the week. Tomorrow, we're not going to do anything new. Okay, we're just going to review everything we did all week. So nothing new tomorrow. Test on Friday, 6 questions. Okay.